to know that 2 in 5 young adults are sitting around, and these are adults, you're in your house, you're paying rent. Yeah, you're old enough to work, you've got a national insurance number. You should be able to do it yourself, not wait for mum and dad. I loved doing jobs with my dad. My father and I actually dug the 6-foot groundworks for the extension for the kitchen. He'd get me involved, so he'd have me do it and explain and walk me through. I'm happy for it, I'm really thankful for it, and my father did that with me, and so did my mother, and that's exactly what I'm doing with my children as well. It's the whole reason I've teamed up with HIPPO, because it's something I really believe in.
I think at the emotional heart of the show, and a lot of what you do is brilliant, and I think like getting to grips with people who have obviously something has happened along the way. Has there ever been kind of like one story that's kind of like really stuck with you?
It would have to be one of the ones in series 2. It was a lovely lady called Sue, and when I mean clutter, she had had a really bad breakup in the past with a partner. Business had shut down, and everything had come into the house. Like and you know, with how if your kids move out, they take the things that they need and then leave the stuff that they kind of don't want in your house, but they don't want you to throw it away. And it had just really piled up and got on top of her, and the poor thing had been in a house. Literally, there was a path that only a path you could walk through her home, and by us transforming that house and giving her storage solutions, organizing, making her get rid of all of that excess in the house, we had managed to be able to have her grandchildren stay over. They had never stayed over their grandmother's house. And as we all know, if you've got kids, the one thing that brings the most joy to your parents is the laughter of their grandchildren. It brings grandparents life. It really does bring life back into them. And you see how your grandparents dote on your kids in a way that they didn't dote on you. When you were younger, you end up getting jealous. You didn't buy me that many sweeties when I was younger. So what was beautiful was to see the smile on Sue's face and to hear the laughter. The kids were running around the house. This was a house that they'd never been into. And the greatest thing was after we recorded, packed up and gone home, and then the actual series was aired. On the show was aired on the screen, I was contacted by one of the elder grandchildren, just with a huge thank you, saying thank you so much for doing this, because we get to stay around our grandmas now. And it really, I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching the reveal as Stacey was taking it around the house, a tear came to my eye. It really, really touched me. That is the one thing why I love doing this show. We help real families, real homes, give them their life back. And we gave Sue back her kids, her children, who, when they go to see their mum, they couldn't stay at the house because there was too much stuff in it. Now they can stay over. The grandkids can come and visit. It makes it all worthwhile. It's working those real hard hours, and there's only so much we can put in an hour of television. And we work hard on that show. It is a big team effort. And to know the result, it makes it all worth it. It really makes it all worth it. And I genuinely feel blessed and honored to be a part of the team and a part of the show. Virgin Radio.